Hey guys, Mr.Gamma here once again, and today I'm going to be showing you some double piston extenders. Now, these things are relatively hard to do just because of the way they work, which I'll get to in a second, but there are three different types depending on what way you want to go, and the reason it's different, the simplest ones are just going horizontal. The vertical up and vertical down are more complicated, which is mainly a result of the whole bud powering thing, which I did a video on pistons and sticky pistons a while back. I briefly talked about it in that video. So if you don't know what bud powering is, look back to that one, I guess, something like that. But anyways, let's get on with this. First one is also the simplest one. This is the horizontal double piston extender. As you can see, here's our wall here. And we have this piston set to 4 ticks, or this repeater set to 4 ticks. This one's set to 2 ticks, and then just a line of redstone running into this block. And what this will do is first power this block. That's not going to do anything at first. Then it will power this piston, extending this other piston. These are both sticky pistons, by the way. It will extend this sticky piston, which will push this sticky piston and this block out here. Now, this redstone is powering this block, meaning that once the other sticky piston is sitting here, it will be powered, which will put the block there, right there. Then, when you depower it, this one over here will retract first, meaning this piston will come back in. Then, this piston retracts, pulling this piston back, and finally, which will also cause this to extend because this repeater is facing into it, and then it will retract, pulling this block back into the wall. That's how it works, but now to see it in action, as you can see, if I just hit this lever, fires this 2 blocks away from the wall, which is why it's called a double piston extender, and pulls it all the way back in nice and quickly. Now onto something a little more complicated. Like I said, vertical piston extenders are more complicated because, you know, bud powering and all that. But basically how this is going to work, this repeater will power this block, which will power this piston and this piston at approximately the same time, but just because of the way Minecraft works, they will both extend fully, so you don't have to worry about that. The retraction is the difficult part, because this one will depower, or they depower at the same time, which will leave this one behind, so this one has to be delayed, which is why we have a repeater here. This one is slightly delayed, meaning it will pull this piston back, just like you see here, but the block will still be floating right there. So, right when that happens, it will depower this redstone torch when you activate it, dropping this is a monostable circuit. I'm not going to explain that, because you guys should probably recognize it if you've seen my video on it. Go watch that if you don't. But anyways, this monostable circuit, which is falling edge monostable circuit, because it activates on the, turning off of this signal, will briefly power this piston, meaning it will reach down, grab the block, and pull it back up. So yeah, there's the extension. Works nice and fine. And then you saw first this piston brought this piston up, and then this one had to reach back down to grab it. So, one more time. See, this one went back down the second time to grab it? Yeah, you guys get it. But anyways, yeah, I didn't do a tutorial on that one because it's so simple, but I am going to do one for this, so let's get on with it. So you're going to start off with your 2 sticky pistons facing down, and a block on their face. This is just the obvious part. Now you're going to need to build a part of your roof-ish thing here, around like this. Your inputs will be on this block. I'm using a lever, but you use whatever you want. We're also going to need repeaters, so then you have a repeater set to 4 ticks running into a block with a piece of redstone dust right there. Next, bring a line of blocks out like this, then come one up, one there, and another up here, and put redstone dust on top of all of those leading back here, but make sure that this doesn't connect to that one, and you can do that by putting a block right there. Next, you need to delay this piston. Simply do that by putting blocks here, here, and here. The repeater set to 4 ticks on this one, and a piece of redstone dust right there. And now for the final retraction, you want to put a repeater with no delay on it right here, and some redstone dust right there. Above that redstone dust, put a block and another one on the side of it, like this. The repeater sitting here, sticky piston, block, or you could use a normal piston and a falling block, which I discussed in the video. Once again, go watch it. Then another one here, like this, with your redstone torch sitting right here, and your redstone dust here and here. Now you'll notice this block will pop out. Don't worry about that. As soon as you activate it for the first time, it should go back in, just like that. Now for the double piston extender. Now this is a discovery I made, because the double piston... Did I just say now for the double piston extender? I'm so sorry. For the vertical upwards double piston extender. Now, I made this discovery accidentally. I was working on this for, like, literally about an hour, which, tell me if that's either diligent work or just sad. Please let me know in the comment section, because I would love to know. But I discovered if you have your power source running into this block, it has to be, like, actually running through the block, so either a lever or a repeater, or I guess a button. But with a torch above it and a block here, you hit this lever once, it will all extend. You hit it again, this piston will come in. You hit it a third time, this piston drops down, and this one is powered shortly afterwards, grabbing that block, and hit it a fourth time, and everything goes back down. This one does not go off even though it's being powered, because this piston right here, you know, stopped it. It was an immovable object while it was moving or whatever. So I created a circuit that would basically, well, you can see this just depowers. When it's powered, it will power it once, and then that will actually count as 2, because it will power it briefly and then turn off. So it needs to be powered on, then off, then on for the retraction. So let's go on and off, and then this last one will come on, as you can see right here. Just like that. Now, as always, get things started by coming up with 2 sticky pistons and a block on their face. You don't technically need to put the floor in, except for one block of it, but I'm just going to do it for aesthetic purposes. And put a block here with a redstone torch on it like that. It will extend, that is fine. Then you have a repeater here with, how did I do it? Alright. Block here, redstone dust there, repeater set to 3 ticks like that. And then you have your monostable circuit. So this could be a normal piston if you wanted to use a falling block, once again. With redstone dust right here, a repeater facing into that block. Your power source comes in here. Then you have redstone dust there, a repeater set to 4 ticks, another repeater set to 4 ticks, and then a block. And as you can see, that is working all nice and good. And for those of you that are wondering, if you were to bring your floor all the way out here, this piston would not get in the way. As you can see, it is just below the floor level, so you could make this floor as big as you want. Unfortunately, guys, that is pretty much all for me today. So, thank you all for watching. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.